I just got done with a meeting. All right, so I had to go in a meeting at exactly 9:30, 2 hours ago when I got off my live video. So I'm glad that you asked the question on my video because that's what I really intended on getting on there and talking about. But when my aunt came on the video, she came on the video and you guys saw me get emotional because yeah, I don't get a chance to talk to my family anymore. I don't get to talk to my family anymore. So I don't even know if she saw the whole video, but that was exactly why I got emotional. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys can hear me. Um Hi John. Okay, let's see. All right, let me go back and look at that comment. How do you coach yourself? Okay, that's exactly what what I got on here to talk about in the last video. Hey, Elaine. Okay, so you coach yourself by you're going to go within, you're going to dig deep, and you're going to, and this is what I told someone earlier today. Maybe it'll just be easier for me if I just read. Like, you guys, I literally channel everything. I don't, like, it'll come in the moment when it's needed. I don't rehearse anything at all whatsoever. So I was talking with a loved one earlier today, and my loved one was having a problem and she felt defeated. And so I said, rather than feel defeated, I want you to see yourself as a warrior. And then I said, I'm going to paint this picture for you. So I said, step outside of yourself for a second. All right. So this is how you coach yourself. You step outside of yourself for a second. You look at yourself. And then I want you to start to notice what it is you see in yourself as you're looking on at the person who needs coaching. What do they need from you? What are you longing for from a coach? Because this is what you're going to see from your higher self as you step outside, right? So, because this person felt defeated, what they saw was someone who they had compassion for. Because obviously you would have sympathy for someone who felt defeated, right? So I said, it probably brings you to tears to see that this person actually doesn't know how powerful they are. So in other words, you don't know how powerful you are, and you probably get emotional when you see it. Your higher self gets emotional. And then I said that your original self notices the higher self looking at you. And so you both break out into tears. But they would stop crying long enough to see that you, the higher self, are standing are like in the universe. In other words, you are elevated. You have ascended. You're in an ascended state when you step outside of yourself. And when I say ascended, I mean your qualities are more, like I mentioned earlier in the other video, fully confident, completely courageous, right? You have everything. You're not lacking in anything. And so you have all the advice and all the motivation needed, right? So when the original you stops crying and sees that, wow, that person is completely empowered, Then they dry their tears, and you both become, I guess, sober. And she starts seeing the bigger picture. And here's the key: when you see the bigger picture, that the person who is coaching you is you, but they have everything that it takes and everything that you need, what you're then going to do is, and this is what I said to her, I said, she walks toward you and she steps inside of you and then comes back down toward earth, both renewed and empowered. So it was funny because a friend of mine, Steve Alley, did a guided he did a hypnotism session on me. And it was funny because something that I saw, and I put this in my group that's a little bit more private, but in my session, I saw a character. I'll just put it like that. I won't get specific. I saw a character that I was in awe of, and I was looking at them, and then I walked toward them, and then I actually stepped inside of them. I sat on the same seat that they were sitting on, and I stepped inside of them. We merged, we became one. And that was deep for me because it was showing me a past life of mine that I didn't know I had. But anyway, that's getting a little too deep. That's probably not something that you guys really, that's not what she's asking. So to coach yourself, you're literally going to tap into who your higher self is. And that was the long version. So don't ever, and I'll tell you guys this other story too. Don't ever get down on yourself when you haven't quite observed a situation to go how you thought it was going to go. If it didn't play out how you thought it was going to play out, don't worry about it. Okay. And here's why. I then told her this story about how when we got pregnant with our oldest, we took a Lamaze class together. And I was gung-ho. I was all in. I was like really, just, I felt like I knew the class backward and forward and back, right? So when it came time for delivery, when I actually went into labor, I remember telling him to don't touch me. I am not going to do those breathing exercises. I was like, no. I was like, this hurts. And I didn't sound anything like I sound now. They had to tell me to lower my voice, and I can't be that loud in the hospital, is what they told me. So he used to make a joke about it. He said, I was like a Jedi that lifted him with one hand under his throat all the way to the ceiling and made him stay there. And I said there must have been some truth to it, because I don't recall seeing him by my side in that room until the moment it was all over and our son came out. And I said in the sweetest, softest, most sing-song voice, "Is that your son?" That's what I said. He thought I was like crazy, I'm sure. So anyway, I didn't do any Lamaze breathing, and I couldn't even get the epidural that I requested because I dilated from 3 inches to 7 inches within less than an hour. But regardless of all of that, you did all that planning, you did Lamaze, you thought that you were going to do good, you thought that you were going to go through it without acting a fool the way I did in the hospital. It was a trip. Like, it was a trip. That pregnancy was funny. So, needless to say, so despite all of that, he got here with a perfect APGAR score. And he was a perfectly healthy baby. Everything went really good. Oh my gosh. Hey, herbalist Kevin. How are you? So he got here with a perfect APGAR score. I was fine. He was fine. Everything was good. And sometimes we feel we may describe our experience as defeat, but it's not defeat. When you think about, like, here I am now, I have a 17-year-old who helps me with my 11-year-old who has Down syndrome, and he does so much for me. He's now a part of, you know, everything that is going to be our future. Like, he's helping me with stock options. He's doing so good. Like, I'm really ready to start funding my nonprofit because of him. But anyway, never allow anything to make you feel as though you've been defeated. That was a long story just to make that point. I get it. I'm sorry if it was too long. But you gotta reach inside. And if you don't feel like you have those qualities, then consider your higher power. What is your higher power that you ascribe to? Think about that. And then use that to coach yourself. I hope that answers your question. And that was the reason I wanted to do the video. Minus all the emotional breakdown that I had. I probably looked like y'all probably was like, this girl having a nervous breakdown. If you knew anything about my background, you would understand why I reacted that way when my aunt came on camera. So, I mean, she didn't come on camera, but she came into the live video. So yeah, pretty deep. I got on there to talk about channeling your higher self, and also how I, channel my own mother when I get ready and do that kind of thing too. So that was pretty deep because that's her sister, and she came on, and we never got a chance to have any type of conversation like that ever, So yeah, I'm sure they watch and observe and see what I talk about on my channels and stuff like that. But yeah, so it was like being able to bear witness to who I am and what I do, and just kind of like letting all the emotions come out that I had the opportunity. Anyway, y'all have no idea how much I love all y'all. Oh, Sherry, you came on. Hey. So I told this long story, but that's how you coach yourself. You just basically, you have to really, really split yourself in two. Oh, you are so sweet. Girl, telling you, man, this is how I want to spend the rest of my life, is helping people understand the things that's helping me get through life. Sharing my experiences and all that kind of stuff, So you split yourself in two, and you take the part of you that has all of the confidence and no questions, And that's the part of you that coaches you. And if you've ever been in any role before, so I know you got a twin, but do you have a younger sibling? And And if you have kids, which I'm sure you have kids, like when you, as moms, we have to take care of our kids to the point where if something is lacking in us, but then they are in need, when they are in need, it doesn't matter about our needs. And the perfect example of that is if you're under the weather, if you're not feeling well. I remember a time where all three of us were, they were very little. So they're 17 and 11 now, but they were very little. And all of us had the flu. We all had the flu. And I just, you know how you feel when you have the flu. You feel weak, tired, like you just don't have no energy to do anything. You feel dizzy. But they got sick and they were tag teaming and throwing up. You know, they were vomiting. Not exactly at the same time, but like when I heard that they needed me, oh honey, I sprung out of bed. I had all the adrenaline and all of the energy to do what I needed to do to make sure that they were okay. And then once I got them all washed up and taken care of after that, then I went back to lying down and trying to, you know, reboost my own energy. But like when it's time to spring into action, we do. And so we do that for fellow human beings, whether they're our children, family, or a stranger. If they are in need, you know, like the whole when things happen, like what happened in Buffalo, right? When people are in need, you come together and you love each other. And we have the capacity to do that for ourselves. We just don't know it. But we have the capacity to do that for ourselves. And so you can and will spring into action for yourself if you look at it in that manner as, oh my goodness, my internal self has sent out an SOS. I need to go and save our ship. And then if you are a prayerful person, someone who's used to praying to God or whatever, or meditating, whatever it is you do, you ask for the strength. You set the intention, and then you have faith in your intention. And the intention that you set is that I have the answers for me. My higher self has the answers for me. And so once you set that intention, you'll receive what you need to receive in order to help yourself out. And write it down because we tend to forget. If you need to because when those downloads come, they come fast, or sometimes they come when you're on your way to sleep, or sometimes they come in a dream, but they usually come at a time that you're not by a pen and paper. So either jot them down as fast as you can, or do a voice memo on your phone, or if you're not used to using a voice memo, do a private Facebook post where only you can see it and nobody else can see it. You know, stuff like that. Figure out a way to record what you need to remember. And then, because I'm telling you, I promise you it will come. Once you set that intention, it'll come. So just go from there, you know, and stay, keep relying on that. The problem comes when we become independent and then we think we can do everything with our own human strength. But you're tapping into a strength that is superhuman when you rely on your higher self. Hey, Ron. Hey, Kay. Oh, man. I have so much love for you guys. Hey, Ron. So remember that you can't do it alone. You don't have the strength to do it alone. We're not even designed, hey, we're not even designed that way. We're not designed that way. We are designed to be super powerful when we tap into our superpowers by acknowledging the higher power. That's how people become um like athletic or successful in business or just whatever it is that takes stamina and strength. Those things come from a higher power. They're not something that we can claim. And you'll notice that when you do acknowledge that, instead of um, assuming that it comes from you, then your stamina lasts that much longer. It's never ending. It's forever until you reach the other side of the veil, you know? So that's how you coach yourself. Does everybody succeed? Not always. Not everybody even uses that method. And then also, too, sometimes we forget along the way. Yeah, sometimes we forget along the way. So, anyway, I'm sending love to each and every one of you. And I hope that answers your question, Sherry. And hopefully that covers everything that I meant to cover before I got emotional in the other video. And to all my family, I know we can't talk, but I love you guys dearly. Okay, cool. Cool. Love y'all so much. I love y'all. I know I can't talk to y'all. I miss grandma. I'm glad my son got to come see y'all. I'm glad my brother came and took him out there with his cousin. But I love all of y'all. Despite, even though, I know that the rules dictate that we can't talk. So I love you so much, John. Thank you for loving me back. Yeah. So, well, you guys have a wonderful night. And if you need anything from me, y'all know how to reach me. All right, y'all take care.